The soul, it kind of dictates the path
Hmm.
of what our generalized experience is coming into. And it's for us to recognize those little patterns of the soul that is presenting to us to, the awkwardnesses in our life or the greatnesses of life. The soul has, brought us into these things in order to recognize other things about ourselves, uh, in order for us to get to know ourselves. And everything that we meet, everything that happens with us, um, all these dynamics, they're there for us to get to know ourselves. Things that we do, things that we think of, things that we write about, whatever. Things that we're having conversations with, dynamic situations, subtle situations, whatever. Our whole life has developed into those things in order for us to get to know ourselves. And it's all flowing into everything. It's all teaming together. Once we recognize something, then it's kind of made subtle within our soul. We no longer have to address it if we can recognize that within ourselves, whatever the dynamic is, the emotional response or the exacerbated response or whatever. You know. And but it's taking time to take notice of what are we going through and what am I reacting to, and or what am I involved with in my life. That uh, are all the that's all the presentations of the soul coming forth for us to get to know ourselves. We're brought into situations. The soul doesn't make you go into your car and drive as a situation. We have our lives too, but the soul is always picking up where we left off in some way or another, and it'll come in softly, as I say it, or it'll come in an exacerbated way, uh, dramatic, gentle or dramatic, or anything in between. But we're always involved with in the important things in getting to know ourselves in just about any situations. And it's that's where we become dependent upon our reactions or no or just actions. We have a choice. We have a choice in life. As we take a look at what we're involved with in any given moment, if we're very objective and observant, then we're not being reactive to something. We don't burst out crying from an emotional response, or we don't have to go through the dilemma, drama, and trauma of if we're not reacting. We can still feel the emotion, but the emotion is, to me, when I can apply it, which is not always, but when I can apply it, the emotion is the expression of the exhilaration of that divinity within ourselves. We take the emotion as something bad. It's just like saying grown men don't cry. Give me a break. You grown men do cry, and but it's coming. It's more pertinent as we uh, begin to recognize ourselves, and in that indifferent way, not not a cold way, but indifferent through the objective observation, then we get to feel something of the exhilaration which grows us, which helps us to evolve into more of who we really are and what we really are and why we really are. And that's when things start to open in our evolution.